man, that is classic Punisher. We see it in here. It's brief, but this is a teaser. But they managed to put in everything. Like I'm looking at that scene where you got to show the Punisher going in because that's his superpower. Look, he can physically kill people, but his superpower is bullets and guns, and they show that in here where he comes in guns blasting, kill these people right there. Those people like, I'm just going to the bathroom, man. Shit, I'm not bad. Fuck, wait a minute. Let's go ahead and get into Trailer Tuesday. Let's talk about my man right here. Not Corey Goodwin, that's another man. Let's talk about Frank Castle. Frank Castle, y'all know the sad, sad story of Frank Castle. Frank Castle was a man who came home from Vietnam and didn't want much at all. Look, I want my benefits and everything. I want people to recognize that I'm a veteran, but most of all, I don't even care about any of that. All I want is my family. I want to spend time with my family and watch them grow. I want to watch them. I want to raise them and just get back to what matters to me most in my life. Until one day, the mob comes in and kills his entire family in front of him. From that day forward, something inside of him was unleashed that said, you know what? I tried to be a good citizen. I tried to live the American dream and not bother anybody, but now you motherfuckers have unleashed the beast. I'm gonna put Satan on all y'all's asses right here. I will henceforth punish anybody who commits a crime on anyone. Jaywalking, you dead. We can't have that.
Not really his policy.
That could cause an accident and kill someone. We have to stop this. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but very severe crimes, murder, rape.
Mafia
especially. He has to stop it. A lot of people have seen Frank Castle, a.k.a. The Punisher, come to the big screen without much success. It's only until they saw him not even do a full show, but a sort of a side character in Punisher on Netflix.
Daredevil.
I'm sorry, Daredevil. He is the Punisher. I say this because he's getting his own show. In Daredevil, he was a side character, but he proved so popular because a lot of people said, finally, shit! You got him right. Maybe not perfect, but you got him right. And Jon Bernthal is the guy that brought him justice. And now they said, well, we don't know. We won't wait for y'all to give us the word on whether we should do a series or not. And people say, yes, please do it. Please. Comic-Con got a little dose of it, a preview of a trailer. And now they've released another separate preview for the public out there saying, people, yes, we are confident that this is the Punisher that you've been waiting for, and it can only be done justice, not on the big screen, but on the small screen via Netflix. Let's go ahead and take a look at this teaser, even though it's Trailer Tuesday. This is just a mere teaser of the Punisher and why, I'm going to say it right now, why I thought it really wouldn't work after we watch this.
He's coming to collect.
Now, they blocked out the date right there because even they don't know. Punisher's so unpredictable. Even they don't know when he's coming to Netflix right now.
I mean, I know he's a great vigilante, but his skills at carving with a sledgehammer are not to be blown off.
Oh, no.
Great side industry.
Man.
Because to carve those teeth in there just from swinging a hammer.
From a hammer?
That takes talent.
Let me tell you something. I didn't like this teaser because of that. I was like, I'm looking for the Punisher, and the only thing he's punishing is the fucking floor, the ground right now. I'm like, come on, man.
He likes John Wick.
Yeah, exactly. But John Wick has something under the floor. He just hitting the floor.
Well, he might have something there. He just gave up.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. They just left a skull there? Yeah, exactly.
This fuck killed my nephew.
Oh, what a coinky.
Yeah. Now that I see this, I can't mess that up.
But I did have to say, man, I thought you were killing somebody, but you doing fucking sculptures and shit right now. You know, I was like, okay, look.
I mean, but that boy good.
Man, I looked at that and I had to say, you know what? That man's got a talent. Just hitting in the same spot, and we got this right here. Shit, funny, Martin. It looked just like a skull. I mean, maybe I'm just looking at it my own way, but I'm impressed. Doing artwork and shit. But I didn't like that. I was like, come on, man. You know, I'm just looking at him doing his John Henry shit with this fucking hammer. This is the Punisher. I want to see him punishing somebody. And then I had to really go back and pay attention because
he's killing fools.
No, he is killing fools. And I had to go back and look at it. And, you know, I'm going to ask you guys what you think about this. I'm just saying, when I looked at it, I really did brush it off. I'm like, come on, man, these teasers are bullshit now. But going back and looking at what they really did, I mean, for a teaser, not a trailer, for a teaser, I think that they actually put in a really great amount of new things that they've changed and classic Punisher in there. Now, they changed some things for sure. Like I said, if anybody's keeping up with the original Punisher story, coming back from Vietnam, hanging out with his family murdered right in front of his face by the mob. Love that picture right there. Every time I see that, I think of a black mama. My baby! Oh, my baby, no! But with this, they changed some things, and you can't have the Punisher coming back from Vietnam in 2017 unless you want a 75-year-old Punisher.
It's gotta be Iraq or Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll punish you. Hold on. I'm a coming.
I'll give you such a talking to.
I'm gonna punish you with a lecture. Hold on.
But with this, what we see is now I don't know for sure what's happening, but it doesn't look like it's the mob. It looks like with this that it's probably something going on with the military. Military comes in and is killing his family, which that's even crazy itself. Because I'm like, God damn, that's a lot of military gear to kill a housewife. Right? You know, our biggest weapon is a feather duster.
Yeah, all that military gear wearing ski mask. Like I know what branch you in, dude.
Yeah, in the middle of the day, in the suburbs.
Like broad daylight.
In broad daylight.
They'll never see me coming.
Question: do we know that that's his wife?
I don't know, and I will look at this in a little bit. I'm going to say that probably is his wife because there's some other things that we're looking at that might hint towards that. But that is a great question. We don't know for sure.
Because always in the comics, it was always the mafia killed his wife, and that's who he had a vendetta. I mean, killed his family. That's who his vendetta was against. But in Daredevil, when we had the whole thing with Clancy Brown, there was some kind of military conspiracy going on. So they kind of rewrote that.
There was, and let me pull this up right here because is it his wife? They like I said, they're giving us indications of what things could be here. I'm pulling up a picture right now. Now, right here, we're looking at a dark-haired woman who's getting killed by a guy, like I said, who's way too armed to be like coming in and killing a woman who's just her biggest weapon is palm olive right now. You know, she's washing dishes and shit. But if you look at this this picture. Another dark-haired woman. Yeah. So I'm going to say probably safely that is his wife. And another reason why I say that there's a military connection is because if you look at this, they are showing you some flashbacks of things that are happening with him in the military, getting tortured, him fighting people right there. So I would probably say that, and they might have done this, and I would be the first to admit that I looked at this because I didn't even know this was up. I watched The Defenders and did not know that they did this as a teaser right after that.
Me either, because I watched it and it just went off.
And it just went off. And Martin, you will be rewarded if you sit your ass down and you're too lazy to pick up that control and change the channel or stop it, which I was too. But with this, it looks like there might be maybe some military conspiracy, like maybe illegal arms selling. He happens to see it.
That's it. When he was in Daredevil, that's what
they hinted towards that.
Yeah.
And that looks like something that, which I have to say, look, like I said, man, you can't have Daredevil being in Vietnam. Now, it's even a push to have him in Iraq. Right now, it's good to have him in the military now and seeing something illegal that's going on, and they're the ones that go in and kill his family, and that just drives him crazy. And that's another level of craziness because the mob is bad. We know that. This is a man who probably dedicated himself to the military with some really righteous thing going on, and then seeing that he was betrayed by what he thought was an organization that's supposed to be truthful.
Have they come out and actually said this is going to be after season 2 of the Daredevil, or is this going to be before it?
They haven't said at all. They block it out.
Okay.
They actually put black bars on the date for this, at least the month that it's coming out. It is coming out.
Not when it's coming out, but like the storyline.
Chronologically,
like, is it like before season 2 of Daredevil or after?
I've seen some pictures where they said that these are flashbacks. Okay. So there might be some playing with time in this.
Yeah, they'll probably go back and forth. I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Up here, it looks like the stuff that happened that led up to him being the Punisher. So like him being in the military, then his wife getting shot. Like I didn't see anything afterwards that looked like it was post season 2 of Daredevil.
Yeah, that is true. And I think a lot of this is supposed to be before what we see in Daredevil. I mean, it's his backstory.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, we got to flash to that, but he doesn't really even officially become the Punisher until the very end of Daredevil. Yeah. That's when he finds the skull and all the weapons and stuff.
Yeah, that is true. That's a great point, Martin. You know,
it's interesting because in the comics, like the Punisher was originally created because of Don Pendleton wrote a whole series of books called The Executioner about a guy whose family was killed by the mob and was hunting the mob down. So they were like, oh, let's write a story about a guy like this, making the Punisher fighting Spider-Man and all. Yeah. And then they did an Ultimates version of Punisher where he was a cop and the cops had a conspiracy where they killed his family. But then Garth Ennis, who was writing all the kind of violent humor stories, came back and just wrote a series of very serious, like the best Punisher stories ever. Yeah, and he wrote that story Born about him being
in Vietnam. Well, he was in Vietnam. He was always crazy.
Yeah, you got to see he was crazy the whole time. Yeah, like even when he got back from Vietnam, he's living with his family the whole time. He's thinking about, I wish I was back in Vietnam so I could kill some people. And he was like trying to keep the demon down.
It was one thing because when it first started out, they didn't know that this was going to be a big character. They just said, this is a story about a crazy motherfucker that just wants to kill Spider-Man and some other people. They didn't know that it was going to go off in this way. And then for a while, he became an anti-hero. And somebody said, man, this dude can't be killing this many people and not be fucking nuts. Right, so they just made a story where he was crazy. And I love the way they do it now because I'm going to nerd out for you for a little bit. But I've always admired this, and I've said it before. I like the way the superheroes are hanging out. People with superpowers, but when the Punisher comes in, they're like, fuck this crazy motherfucking man.
Well, that's what all the villains do. They got their whole thing of like, yeah, I was pulling this job, but then the Punisher came in and was like, we are fucked now.
Yeah, and these are people with superpowers. This is just a dude with guns.
Yeah, it was this great series, Superior Foes of Spider-Man. They talked about like, you pull a job and Spider-Man might come in and put you in the hospital and, you just do your time, you get out. But the Punisher shows up, your shit is over.
Yeah, you dead. Yeah, he ain't none of this shit like Uncle Ben told me to be a better person. Nah, motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you. Ain't nobody told me to be good. The mob told me to kill your ass. And you know what? That's why I've always loved the Punisher, man. And I think that they've captured that with this. And if you're saying that they had a story where the corrupt police came in and actually did that, it could be a combination of some of the best Punisher stories that were in the books that some people have probably not read, which is a smart idea, being that you have to change time. Yeah. And only thing I'm wondering, man, you know so much about the Punisher. Who the fuck is this guy? Is that a villain that he usually fights?
Okay, so you showed that scene earlier.
And what we're looking at, people, is the close-up face of a guy that's military, wearing a glove with a fake eye, obviously.
Yeah, him being in the military, I don't know. That could be anybody or somebody they made up.
Okay. Somebody, it looks like Frank Blind did, so... Yeah. When they showed that little clip of him pushing that guy on the table, his left eye was messed up.
Oh yeah. So he's back for some revenge.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. I noticed that right there. I like what that brother back there. He's like, what's going on? Nobody tell me what's happening.
He's not actually gonna get involved.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Hell no, I'm not getting involved. Yeah. Are you crazy?
I'm just here to help people. Oh fuck.
you turned him into Felix.
Yeah. I didn't join on for this shit, but. This is now we got some new stuff with the Punisher right there, but then like I was saying, you see some classic Punisher going on. Wherever the Punisher goes, if he's gone, he's way gone. But just like at the end of a concert where there's paper cups around and litter and everything, he just leaves bodies.
Oh yeah.
Like a janitor got to come in and sweep all this shit up right here.
It's like he TPs a crime scene. With bodies and blood.
I like the way one dude just pretended to be asleep. Is he gone yet?
This is vandalism and murder.
This is littering, man. All the Punisher can just make killing people and murder littering. That mother don't give a hoot at all. But yeah, man, that's classic Punisher to come in and see that. Right there. Those are scenes right out of the comic where you see a panel where there's just dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, this is a great sequence where this guy's on the phone talking to his buddy like, man, we had this deal going down.
That neck snap.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Punisher, he's like, yeah, shit, the Punisher came in and I hid. He's just killed everybody. But now he took off and I'm here with all this money and all this coke and you come pick me up and the Punisher's right behind him. He's like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, the Punisher's like, you're like, man, I won't call you back. Yeah, man, that is classic Punisher. We see it in here. It's brief, but this is a teaser. But they managed to put in everything. Like I'm looking at that scene where you gotta show the Punisher going in because that's his superpower. Look, he can physically kill people, but his superpower is bullets and guns, and they show that in here where he comes in guns blasting, kill these people right there. Those people like, I'm just going to the bathroom, man. Shit, I'm not bad. Fuck, wait a minute. Those guys don't even know what's happening. Man, I'm just fucking lost. Oh shit! But
lighting Afghanistan up wherever he is.
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's a one-man army. That's gonna be the difficult thing to do with this series right here, is to take it from the comics where you do see him hanging out with other exaggerated characters. I'm not saying that they're bad, but he's hanging out with superheroes, and so you can kind of take the Punisher being sort of I mean, even if he doesn't have any superpowers, he is superhuman in just his agility to come out there and just with sheer determination and anger and hatred beat people.
It's superhuman how he outthinks the criminals.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's something going on with this guy. They never say, but he is not human. He's not normal. And it's now to put him into a realistic setting. That is going to be something that is going to be, I think, the challenge here. That is something that is going to be bringing it into a whole other level, where with these street level heroes, where they seem to be more grounded.
Yeah.
How are you going to buy this character who doesn't have any superpowers but is going in and doing all this crazy shit?
Well, I mean, Daredevil doesn't have much in the way of superpowers.
He's got enough. They show him hearing shit from
I know.
China.
I mean, he's enhanced. Don't get me wrong. From China.
Butterfly farted.
Butterfly farted. Wait a minute. That butterfly has gas in his mouth.
Well, didn't you say once, Martin, that he's a blind man whose superpower is he can see?
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought of it that way. I was just like, man, that kind of sucks.
But he can see with his ears. Come on. And nobody has that power but him.
Yeah, like, who's his biggest villain? Like Frank Caliendo? It's impressionist.
He's like a super Stevie Wonder and shit. But I will say this. I think that the person that they chose, because we always say Jon Bernthal is the guy that's playing him, and we've seen Jon Bernthal in many things. And let me go ahead and pull him up.
As long as he doesn't say,
let me ask you something, man. Yeah, I can't ever bring his name without you doing that. Let me ask you something, man. He does it all the time. He's asking, Mark, let me ask you something, man. Can you stop doing that, man?
John, it's not in the script. Stop improving.
I can't help it, man.
Yeah. Let me ask you something, man. Can I say, let me ask you something?
Yeah. He can't even control it. Where's the bathroom? Let me ask you something. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Shit.
What? Oh, it's you?
Yeah. But with Jon Bernthal, that's what he's been accused of. He's been accused of being the same guy. Everybody says when he's on the screen, and we know from The Walking Dead and some other movies that are even smaller films, but when you see Jon Bernthal, people say, oh, the guy that is the guy from The Walking Dead who does that guy and everything outside of The Walking Dead. I will say here, and it's a small thing, maybe it's not 100% successful, but I can hear it. I'm like, Daredevil, I can hear this shit. And he's trying to do a little bit of a different voice.
I totally got that.
Yeah, I'm going to play a little bit of it right here. But even if you hear just at the beginning.
Memories, they never hurt me.
Yeah, they fucking with you right now. You're not going to get me, memories. but if you listen to that, he's doing a more grovelly, dark voice.
Well, even in Daredevil, when he's the Punisher, he's not Shane from The Walking Dead.
No, he's not. No, he's not. And actually, there was a scene where I saw him. He was for a little bit, they let him out, and I put him back in, man. And it was just that one time. The rest of the show, he was a completely different character.
My favorite line from season 2. You hit them, you hit them, and they get back up. I hit them, and they stay down. Like,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I just figure whenever he's in a movie with a director who doesn't really know how to direct him or give him clear direction, he just defaults to all right, you're not gonna tell me what to do, I'll just do this.
Yeah. Now you ain't gonna see Jon Bernthal with a British accent or anything like that, but like in let me ask you something, man.
Hello, sir.
Let me ask you something.
I say, old chap.
Let me ask you something, Pip.
Let me ask you something, governor.
An inquiry for you,
sir.
But in the movie Meet Earl and the Dying Girl, because he's completely different than he is.
He was just mellow.
Yeah,
that's all. He was a teacher.
Yeah,
who wanted to kill his students but didn't. But yeah, I don't know how the show's going to be, because I'm the one. For all y'all who call me a Marvel bitch, well, Marvel didn't pay up this month, so I can actually tell them. Didn't get that. I didn't get my check this month.
Was late.
The check was late, so I was the guy that came in and said. And I told you I will always be honest with you. As much as I was looking forward to the Avengers event on Netflix, Defenders, I know I was gonna call it I said it on purpose because they had the equivalent of the Avengers, the Defenders. I'm not gonna say it was a disappointment. In a way it was, but it was more just underwhelming for me.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because this felt like an action TV show, and it felt like a TV show. With The Punisher being a TV show that is very emphasizing action because The Punisher doesn't have any superpowers. I don't know if it's going to go that way. So where I was excited before about these shows, I'm going in now, and I'm more cautious than I was ever before. I didn't watch Iron Fist by your recommendation. Well, everybody's, the world's.
Yeah.
So I'm not going in excited for these Netflix shows anymore. There's even been some Marvel movies where I've been pulled back on, but yeah, this one I'm not. I'm not excited like I was before. Looking forward to it, but not excited. Corey, you haven't said too much.
I was going to ask you if you attribute that to being burned out on like superhero shows and just superhero movies in general, or is it because you just think it doesn't feel original anymore?
No, because Spider-Man: Homecoming I really enjoyed. I loved Spider-Man: Homecoming, and that because that felt like something new to me.
Okay.
Wonder Woman, didn't love it, but I really, really like Wonder Woman. So I can't say that I was burned down on that. It's only when I don't think the writing is as strong or the characters are as strong that I feel that way. And this has two things going for it. It's not really a superhero. It's a vigilante who's more grounded than anybody. So that could be something that could raise us above everything else they have. And the other thing is, I just just by this teaser alone, I think they just covered a lot of things that I think are really positive. But I haven't heard a lot from you, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, The Punisher was probably my favorite part of Daredevil season 2, and that's my favorite Netflix, I guess, season of all the Netflix shows. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Jon Bernthal, I think, does a good job as the Punisher, and I would like to see a superhero that actually murders people. I'm tired of these motherfuckers just getting arrested and then they get back out the next week. Like, Punisher puts them in the grave, and I appreciate that. And it's going to be, I think, because they don't have to, spend money on like all this, I'm not going to say CGI, but extra work, making somebody bulletproof or making Jessica Jones fly, even though that looked goofy as hell when they edited it. I feel like because they don't have that to fall back on, they're going to throw more emphasis on the action and the fight choreography and people getting blown to smithereens and the gore. So like I think that's going to be what kind of makes this stand out from everything like Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones.
Yeah, same here. What about you, man?
I'm iffy on it because I liked him in Daredevil season 2 to a point, but I felt like his character kind of ran out of steam.
At what point? Near the very end, you think?
I think like in the second half, like once he's in jail onward, I really was just kind of bored with him, honestly. I feel like he works better as a villain just based off my limited experience with the character because he's someone that you want to sympathize with, even though he does these terrible things. But when I feel like they try to make him a character that you feel like you're supposed to sympathize with, it doesn't work as effectively, I guess.
Yeah, and you know what? And you're right, because I really did, I think not only after the prison scene, which was extremely violent.
Yeah.
That prison scene where they had him, where he was trapped by the kingpin, and he had to beat his way through. It's pretty much like a side-scrolling video game in a way. We had to beat these prisoners up. And after that, when the kingpin beat his ass, I was like, King, I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah, made me miss the kingpin.
When he went gorilla on his ass, and just pounded him.
Shit.
Yeah, I thought after that point is when he became like your typical superhero.
Yeah, I felt like he kind of became a little one note. Now they could do something interesting with him, and I think, to your point, if the military is revealed to be screwing him over from the beginning, it could definitely make his character more sympathetic. So I'm not going to be completely turning my nose up to this, but I'm going in with some skepticism.
Yeah,
bougie to me.
you going kingpin on his ass. I don't give a fuck about you. Martin, I'll let you have the last word here.
Well, I think Punisher is one of the easier characters to do something good with, and I've been a fan ever since Garth Ennis took over. I've read every issue since then. But I look at the track record of what they've done so far, and I was like, man, for something that seems so easy, they seem to not be able to get this right. Outside of Daredevil, that was like the first time they would say, all right, this is the closest you've gotten to it, and it's just a taste. Having a whole series, I think, as long as they don't stick to a limited vision of this has to play as a superhero TV show like all the others. Because as long as they're willing to expand on it or do something just somewhat original, I think they can pull it off. I think a lot's going to depend on if it's 8 episodes versus 13. because that seems to be a big thing.
Yeah, no, you were right about that. It's going to have to be something where it's short. These are I don't think it needs. We've seen like 13 episodes don't work.
Yeah, and and they can always. This could always be a vehicle to pull in some of the other heroes we've seen, or introduce even tertiary, and just in a slight way, some of the other ones that to come, or just throw in Easter eggs here and there. I mean, I'm going to look forward to it, and I'm expecting to like it, but I will be cautious.
Yeah, same here, man.
Who his sidekick is going to be? Like Luke Cage has Misty, and Jessica Jones has
Microchip.
Could be Microchip.
He has a character named Microchip.
There's a point where in the comics where Microchip turns on him.
Yeah, they're gonna bring back Wayne Knight.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, they got no. He's not lying,
sir. Newman.
He's not lying. There's a dude named Microchip. Let me see it. Punisher.
You can bring back Misty Knight. I know you love her so much.
Bring back another Knight.
No, there's a character named Microchip, and he looks just like Wayne Knight from Seinfeld. He looks like Newman.
Well, they had him played by Wayne Knight.
They actually,
Oh, Newman.
Yeah, man. So that'll probably. And for those who don't know, Microchip is like a computer genius who's always hacking shit for him and everything. Yeah. He's like the Punisher's Alfred from Batman.
Yeah, he's the guy in the chair.
He's the guy literally in a wheelchair. If you see him, so yeah. Again, looking forward to him, man. I'm a big fan of the Punisher, and so I'm very skeptical. But before they made the mistake of just making it too much of a straight-to-video action film, then after that they made it with Punisher War Journal, a cartoon, and with this it seems like they found the right balance. So this will be out when we don't know, because they keep blocking the date. But it will be out one day. The Punisher will be punishing that ass, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
You think you gonna get your white boots?
Man, no, brother, no, man.
That white headband.
The majorette boots.
High kick.
No, man, we can't have. Let me see if I can find. No, we can't have a go-go Punisher right there. And them go-go boots.
I got a screwdriver coming out his tail.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's to punish you with.
Now that kill my enemy.
That will be in the show.
When I said he gonna punish that ass, he gonna punish that ass.
Dick launcher.
That's how angry I am. I got a hard on right now. I did not even mean to choose that picture. That just popped up.
Got an erection for justice.
Killing makes me hard.
Busting makes me feel good.